Hello everyone, it's Nikki and welcome to my channel. I am a plant collector based in Toronto, Canada, and here in my channel we talk about plants. So today is a Wednesday, it's August 14th, and I'm assuming that if I have enough time, I would be able to edit this video tomorrow on the 15th, and then hopefully I could upload it on the 16th, which basically marks my third month in YouTube. So I don't know what we're going to do. It's just 3 months, but I'm really happy with how this channel is growing, and I really appreciate all of you guys, everyone who has been leaving comments and those who are connecting with me on Instagram. I'm more of an Instagram person, by the way. It depends on what's going on between my Instagram for plants, which is Sneaky Plants, as well as my online shop, the Prop Studio TO, because sometimes when there's an event or like a restock happening on my shop, I'm more active on that Instagram account. But basically, my point is I'm mostly active on that app, and I really appreciate everyone who's been trying to connect with me on that platform. So I'm really glad you guys are here. But yeah, so 3 months journey with you guys. I still remember my first video here on YouTube was basically a tour of my IKEA cabinet, and the first one was like the Hoya. I'm planning to give you guys a general tour of my plant collection once again, and maybe consider this as plant updates because I never really showed or like talked about the status of my plants right now. So I don't know if you guys would remember how they would look like 3 months ago. If not, you can always go to that video. There's 2 of them. They are the IKEA cabinet tours, and you can just check out how they look like before compared to now. So I think we should start with our tour. I remember I mentioned before that some of the Hoyas I had in here, I don't really like them anymore because they have huge leaves and they're not the type of Hoyas that I want now. And I'm trying my best to stick with small leafers, but at the same time, there are some that I just couldn't get rid of because maybe, I don't know, they look beautiful. And I will just try my best to find a space so that I could accommodate them. So let's start with the first shelf, the topmost shelf, which has most of the fuller Hoyas, I would say. This one is my Hoya Lee Prism, but this is the one with pink flowers. I find that the variegation of this one is kind of intriguing. Like, sometimes it's barely there, but sometimes it's kind of like so much. But it's pretty, and I'm seeing some peduncles right now. I hope that they would actually bloom because I've been seeing them for a while now, but they just basically blast. And as you can see, there's a lot of like new growths and tiny leaves over there because I chopped this so much just a few weeks ago. We already know when you chop a plant, they would just keep on growing. So now this is what I'm dealing with. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And I try my best to keep them, you know, just around the trellis, but of course, they're plants, you can't really control them. This is the best that I could do, but I might fix it again. Let's see. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. Another favorite, and another one that's growing basically out of my control. This is Hoya Leucantha, and how it's growing is it's so funny. I don't even know why I bothered with trellis, but I think it needs a trellis. Oh, and there's a peduncle as well. I don't know if you guys can see that. You should see that. There's a peduncle. So, I love how this particular vine is growing so compact, but then I have other vines that seems leggy, but then at the same time, they started growing new vines. So this is definitely going to be fuller anytime soon, but at the same time, it doesn't look bad right now. I've chopped this several times, but now I'm honestly like looking at it. I honestly want to chop it, but at the same time, there's a peduncle, and I'm looking forward to that because I haven't seen this one bloom, obviously, and I want to know how it looks like. So I don't really want to disturb it. But it depends. I don't know. I have so many Hoyas that are showing peduncles, but then they just keep on blasting and blasting, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Maybe it's because I keep on moving and touching everything around, so they don't want to get disturbed. And basically right now that's what I'm doing, but it is what it is. This one's a personal favorite. This is my Hoya hirscaliata, the variegated one. And I chopped this as well so much in the past. But I just really want to keep it like just around the trellis. And once this one reaches the bottom, maybe, I don't know, I would chop and propagate them to a different pot. And I would grow it without a trellis. Like, I'll just let it trail. But it's really pretty. I feel like everyone should have this. If you're new into Hoyas, you should have this because it's very pretty and it's not that expensive. Like, you can get this for like 20, 25, maybe even lower. I don't know. It depends on the size. So everyone needs to have this. And it's also a fast grower. Sometimes it sends stresses to like pink. I don't know if I can show it to you guys. I had a sun-stressed vine, but I chopped it and sold it. Yeah, so it's really gorgeous. This is my Hoya carnosa Suzuki. I would consider this as a big leafer, but I'm still keeping it just because I like how it looks like. And it's growing so compact as well. It's kind of cute. I've seen many of this that grows long vines and then they're kind of like space between their nodes. So this one is growing just how I like it, and it's cute. So I'm keeping it despite it being big. Maybe up until to this size and maybe a few more, but if it gets bigger than that, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably chop it for sure. Whoa. This one is really hard to manage for me. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but this is my Hoya lithophytica. And I don't even know if it should be on a trellis. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I'll try my best to keep this under control. I really like this because I find its leaves, hold on a second, really dark, and the shape is cute. It's like chunky, round, and also the texture, I don't know, it's waxy and velvety at the same time. I don't know, I just really love this, but how it's growing is quite crazy for me. This is my Hoya Weyerii. And even though it's kind of like a long leafer, I still like it. And it's also not that expensive. I think you can buy this for as low as 15 or depending on the size. But yeah, it's really nice. It's looking so nice. I've seen fuller pots of this and they're trailing and they are so gorgeous. I think that's my goal for this. But it depends. I keep on chopping. And I'm honestly happy with this size. It already looks nice. I know this is weird that I'm keeping this. Hoya Weimania Cloudy Sky. And even though it's a huge leafer, I still like it. And just look at that. I just propped it so that it would help me keep the plant smaller. But yeah, the fact that it's still here with me, I don't know, I kind of like it. This one over here is definitely my fullest Lacunosa. And I'm sure if you guys are following me on Instagram, or even if not, I think I've expressed it here on YouTube so many times that I'm quite obsessed with all the Lacunosa varieties. And this one is my Lacunosa Amarillo. So just look at those colors. It's like lime and yellow green and whatever. And this one kept blooming for a while. This is the first time that I'm seeing it without any blooms, but I could see more peduncles forming, which means it's still going to bloom anytime. So I think what I like the most about this is how the new growths look like. I kept chopping this one too, and you guys already know that. If you've been checking out the Prop Studio, you will see that I always have this available, to be honest. It's really pretty. Another big leafer that I couldn't get rid of. This is my Hoya Wilbur Graves Russia. So I think, did I get rid of the China one? I'm not sure. It could be in the plant room. But this one, I'm sure that I'm going to keep it despite its size. Mostly because a lot of people have told me that my specimen is actually really nice and really splashy. And sometimes it's giving me like half moon. So yeah, like look at those. Another half moon. I just like seeing the differences on each leaves. And just look at this one. It's so silver. So people told me that I should definitely keep this one. This one over here is basically my first Hoya. This is my Hoya Kalina IR26. And it's so full for the obvious reason that I've been chopping it so much as well. Just look at those sunstressed parts. It's so pretty, it's so gorgeous, and right now this is the most manageable size for me as for my fuller plants. If it gets bigger than this, or if it gets bigger than the Lacunosa Amarillo, I don't know what I'm going to do anymore. So I like them just this size. This is my Wilbur Graves Super Silver. And there, you guys can see the size. I don't really like it, but since it's super silver and it's still looking so nice, I'm keeping it. This is my Bella, the inner variegation, and this is another one that I keep on chopping. I have mixed feelings with this one because I do know for a fact that this looks nice trailing, definitely not on a trellis. But in my attempt of letting it trail, it's basically requiring a lot of space, and I obviously don't have that. So I end up chopping and chopping, and each time it looks smaller, but then it comes with more growth like this, and then it gets bigger again, and then I chop it. It's a cycle, and I don't think I'll ever get to see this full, or I don't think I'll ever let this get full until I have a decent space for it. For now, I'll just keep on chopping it, and then there'll be just so many growth points I can tell in the future, but I don't know when I would be able to let it just grow. I really like how it looks like. There. So I'm going to grab the plants from the second shelf, and I think I do have some stuff to share about some of this. I don't know if you guys have seen that particular video where I shared that I've been propping my mint coin because I want a fuller pot. Those props basically melted and died, and I have propped this particular Lacunosa so many times, and it's not even that, you know, expensive. It's easy to find right now, and it's not that bad in terms of price. But for propping, me who props so much, I find this one hard to prop successfully. So you know what I did? I bought more. I bought more, and then I combined them all here. Yes, that's what I did. And now I just wait for them to grow. As you guys can see, it's very full. I don't know how many plants are in here right now. It should be more than 5, to be honest. And I'm really excited. So we'll just have to wait for it to grow and just go around the trellis. Yeah. That's Hoya Lacunosa mint coin. This one over here, it's basically the same. This is my Hoya Lacunosa Minara. And as you guys can see, I chopped it so much as well, and then just put back in the pot so that it would become full. I also chopped this a couple times and share them, and I don't really mind because Lacunosas grow so fast. This one over here is another Lacunosa, of course. This is my Lacunosa Soma. And another one that I kept chopping and then I just put back on the pot. And then I do have a few more in the plant room in my bins. I don't know. I just want a fuller pot. That's the goal. The Lacunosa Amarillo behind the first one that I showed you guys, that's the goal for all of my Lacunosas. This one over here is my Lacunosa Tricolor Bruno. And yep, you guessed it already. I chopped it so much. I even bought another vine and added it here. I don't mind. I just want a full pot. I can't wait to give you guys an update maybe in another 3 months. And hopefully by that time, they'd be like fuller. This is my Lacunosa Tiger Skin. Honestly, I don't know why this one is called Tiger Skin. Nothing so tigery in the leaves anyways. But look at this. It's looking full already. And I like to keep them maybe a little more for this size of the pots. And that's it. That's my mother plant. This is leopard skin. You guys can see the pattern. It's really gorgeous. And this one is also easily available these days. I just really like its pattern. I'm obsessed with it. I chopped it so much as well. And now I have many plants in there. And I'll just wait for them to grow just like the tiger skin earlier. I think this is going to be the last Lacunosa of this pot size that I'm going to show you. But this is my Lacunosa sulcata. It's also one of the silver Lacunosas, and it's so cute. Just look at that. There. And now it's looking nice. I just want it to be a little more fuller. Okay, so this is my Hoya Tang Chungensis, and I propped this just recently to share, but it's still looking nice. I like its size, and I know it's just going to continue growing. It's definitely one of my favorites. It looks like the serpents, but it has abs, if you know what I mean. I hope it's focusing. So it's fuzzy, and that's it. That's the only texture that you would notice. It's fuzzy. But this one, it has abs. Just like how in anthuriums, the luxurians have abs. So it's kind of the same. And this is them side by side. Tang Chungensis and serpents. I hope you guys can notice the difference. So you guys have seen my Euscholiana variegated, the inner variegated. And this one is my Euscholiana albomarginata. Oh, it's going to bloom. This one has small flowers and it's been blooming. This is actually my first Hoya bloom. And it's going to bloom again. Wow. Okay. There. It's really pretty. Side by side. I would show it to you guys. Here they are. So nice to look at them both. This is my Hoya Walliniana variegated. This is one of my favorites when it comes to like sun stressing its new growth. Like, it's so pink. It's so gorgeous. And I just like the colors that it's doing. Like, look at that one. So cute. So I chopped this recently to share as well, but I can see new growth points now. So I'm excited. It's going to be fuller. This one over here is my Hoya Lima Splash. There. It's looking nice around its trellis. I also love the leaf size. I hope most of the Hoyas are just this size, if that makes sense. This one over here is my Hoya Thompsonia Splash. This is the smaller one because I have another one. It's bigger. This is so fuzzy. I don't know if you guys can see it. Like, there. It's so fuzzy. This one is my Hoya Carrii. And it's also another of the Hoyas that I just couldn't control how they grow. Like, they just do whatever. But look at that. It's so cute when it's sun stressed. And I'm surprised with the size of this leaf. Like, it's insane. I thought it's going to be a small leafer. How come it's this big? Sometimes I'm starting to question the sizes of the Hoya leaves because like I'm expecting them to be small. That's why I like them, but then suddenly they're just growing so big. Like, that's insane. This one over here is my Hoya Mathilde Splash. And I'm loving how it's growing. It's getting more silvery. I don't know if you guys can see it. And I really like it. I chopped it. And now it's giving me so many new growths. And this bloomed just recently. I don't like how it smells, but look at that. So pretty. This one over here is my Hoya lacanosa zebra skin, and it's easily one of my favorite lacanosas as well. So it's funny because my friends like this one, but it's still small. So in my head, I was like, I'm going to prop it and I'm going to give them first once I get to grow the cuttings. But then they are so impatient. Somebody, it was Marnie, the person I got this from, she posted some props for sale. And when I saw it, I immediately wanted to buy it for my friends because I already know that I couldn't give them a cutting from my plant just yet. So I wanted to buy it. And then when I messaged Marnie, she was like, they already claimed it. Two of them, the two friends that wanted it. It was David and Kitty. And I was like, damn, these people. We always ruin surprises for each other. So like, I couldn't even surprise them because they just really went for it. So Marnie just sent me the plants and then my friends are going to get it from here. It's in the plant room, but yeah, it's just as pretty as this one. So now our plants came from the same mother plant. This is my Hoya Bella, the sandwich var, and it's been blooming. I couldn't prop it just yet. And the last time I propped this was April or May. And then, yeah, it's just growing and it's blooming, so I don't want to disturb it. Well, I think that's enough for the Hoyas now. And we already know that I'll be having more Hoya videos eventually. Who knows, maybe next time. But we'll move on to the second cabinet. So this one over here. Yo, you need to focus. I need to stay away just for the camera to focus on the plant because it's kind of detecting my face. So this one is an Apicia and it's very pink. Like, no need to edit or whatever, just to show that you have a poppin' pink plant. This is effortless and I love it. It's basically just how African violets are. It's a family of the Avies, but I find it prettier, to be honest. I'm in the phase right now where I have a love and hate relationship with my African violets just because they are pretty. I like them, but at the same time, they are so high maintenance. They are always thirsty and then they keep on blooming, which are pretty, but at the same time, it gets so messy. So I don't know how to feel about it. But here I am with another plant from its family. And it's going to bloom soon as well. This is like the thirsty plant section. I just noticed this one is my Oxalis, the Plum Crazy variegation. And it's looking, stop. Okay, I need to stay away. It's so pretty. The colors are so nice. And it's so cute because they're small. I know the hype right now is the variegated Oxalis, and I do have it over here, as you guys can see. This one is a gift. And again, stay away. There. Just look how variegated it is. And there are flowers right now. Okay. My fan is so strong. Another thirsty plant. This is my variegated Fallopium multiflora. This has been one of my best sellers at the prop studio. But at the same time, I find that a lot of people struggle on how to care for it. It actually grows so fast and you can propagate it as much as you like. And look at that. I have so many new growths and it's looking really nice. It's giving me bigger leaves as of late. And I don't know how to feel about that, but regardless, it's very beautiful. It's a very pretty plant. Just look at all the colors. It's like a very happy plant. This one over here is definitely one of my most eye-catching plant. I don't know if you guys have seen this anywhere else. This one is called Tetrasperma White Tears, and it just looks so majestic. Like, look at that, it's so gorgeous, it's so nice. And I do have so many props of this. Once over here, it was the bottom chop. This was the top cutting. And obviously, I'm keeping this to myself. But the other props that I have, I don't know if I'm going to list them at the prop studio or if any of my friends like them. Of course, they get first dibs. But I'm telling you, this is not a cheap plant. I imported this one, and it's like one of my most expensive imports. But it's really, really nice. It's so unique. There. So this is my Rhapidopora Tetrasperma variegated, and this one is the mint with half moon variegation, which is really nice, and I'm so excited for it. It's just that the new growth lost its fenestration. I don't know, I must have done something, but I don't really mind. It's still healthy, it's still growing, so I'll just wait for it to grow another leaf. Some plants over here that I don't really share that much. This is my Scindapsus creme brulee. This is the variegated jade satin. So it's really cute. They're both gorgeous. This is my favorite Scindapsus so far. I still have the love-hate relationship with my anthuriums. Like, I don't know why they're growing their leaves weird. Like, eventually, like, they look so nice emerging, and then later on they will have scratches and even holes. This is a Carla crossed with FSRL. And I know probably it looks okay. It's not that bad. But the fact that it's not perfect, I'm kind of bothered. But yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm getting used to it. I have no choice, right? This is like one of my favorites. This is a red crystallinum crossed with a Forgetii hybrid, and it's from PNW Tropical Plants, but I got it from Vincent. So yeah, the new emergent of this plant is so red, and now I do have some offshoots growing. I have I have two offshoots growing. And I don't know if I'm going to share it. I might keep it because it's so gorgeous. This one over here is from David. This is Carla crossed with Drusleri. Drusleri? I still don't know. Eastern something. Panama. Whatever. I don't know. But like, it's still really nice. And this is actually an offshoot. So there's like two plants growing in here, and I'm here for it. This one over here, this is the SKG Gray crossed with Zara Michelle F3. And I love how it's looking like right now. But my favorite cabinet is definitely the last Millsbow over here. It's my Alocasia cabinet, and we're going to show you guys what's in here. It's my baby Bambino, pink Bambino. Are the lights okay, or is it too much? I'm actually experimenting on my new setup for filming. I bought a new ring light. It's very huge, 22 inches. So this is my Alocasia pink Bambino. I don't know what's the color that's registering on the camera, but this one's really nice. It's well balanced, the variegation, because I did had some Bambinos in the past that are like very highly variegated and they just melt easily. And then I also had some low variegation as well. But this one is the best so far. It's so balanced and I just like it. This one over here, it's my Watsoniana Aurea. There, I think you can see the color somehow. Maybe it's hard to see in the camera. But yeah, it's Aurea. This is the newest leaf and the variegation just doesn't show that much yet. So I know this one is probably one of the most basic variegated alocasias out there. It's very cheap these days. This is the Alocasia odora. This is the marble variegation and it's really nice. It's so pretty. Just look at that. And it has a baby that they haven't like separated. I don't do that anymore. I let them get big. I do have the Aurea there. It's looking really nice. The variegation is there. It's so pretty. And I have 2 babies growing in the pot. And I haven't separated it. Like, yeah, they're the same. But this is the Aurea variegation. And then this is the marble. The elbow, but it's marble. If you get, I don't know if you get the difference. But yeah. There. This is my Longiloba Aurea. As you guys can see from that leaf, it's really big and there's like yellow-green variegations in it. This one is a new leaf and it hasn't hardened just yet. And the variegation hasn't burned in entirely, but you can see it's really big. There. It's so pretty. This is from my friend Tiana, Next Foliage. So this is the elbow. They are so big. Just look at them. They're so nice. This one over here is my Alocasia nobilis pink, Sanderiana nobilis. And it's a 1-leafer for now because it hates me. But I do have like 4 or 5 corms growing in the plant room. So if you keep on hating me, I'll treat your babies better. This one over here is my Regal Shield Elbow. And there you go. It's been acting up because I took so many corms. And then this one faded, too much light. I'm glad it didn't actually burn, but it's actually doing so fine and it's well rooted. I can see more corms, but I'm not going to touch it anymore so that it won't be mad at me anymore. This is my Amazonica Gold Splash Tricolor. I don't know anymore. But it's growing fine. It's getting bigger and I'm really happy with its colors. Can't wait for it to get big. So most of my alocasias are in my aloe mix, which is it's a mix that I really formulated particularly for alocasias, but honestly they also work for anthuriums. But yeah, my alocasias are in the aloe mix. It's been helping them root so well and also make corms, and I'm so happy about that. So this is my black velvet. This is a baby of my mother plant, and my mother plant is in the plant room recovering. Wait, no, she's here already. She's recovering because of how I took so many babies from her and then she made so many inflows, and now she's back. This is her newest leaf and it's actually nice. So I just hope she continues to grow. But this is her baby. And her baby is looking fuller now, which is funny. But you know what? I don't mind as long as she's alive. And this is the newest leaf of the baby. And it has many corms. I just haven't touched it yet. This one over here is my Dragon Scale Mint. There's a new leaf. It's so nice. I'm excited for this to get big. This one is my Cuprea and it's working on a new leaf. This one over here is my Pink Dragon Aurea. And it's looking so nice and pretty. Another one that I can't wait to get big. This one over here is my This is my Alocasia Yucatan Princess, variegated, and it's just so gorgeous. Just look at the leaves. The colors are so nice, and it has a new leaf coming up. And I can't wait for it to show its colors. This one over here, it's my Serendipity, and it's really nice. It's also working on a new leaf. So I only have very few Alocasias left from the bottom of this cabinet, mostly because the bigger ones are already in the plant room, and I set up a shelf for them just because they don't fit this cabinet anymore. And I'm glad that most of them acclimated well into the new environment, coming from a very closed and high humidity cabinet. They are now an ambient. So maybe I will bring you guys there as well. Once we finish all of the cabinets, I just have one more after this, and I'll show you guys the new shelf that I set up. It's not that big, but it's enough to accommodate the plants that doesn't fit my cabinets anymore. One Alocasia from the bottom of the cabinet is my Sabrina. Look at that. It's so narrow and it's just getting big. But right now they're just a two-leafer because I keep on hurting the leaves. But regardless, it's actually really looking so cool. And I love it. Here is my Cucullata Mint, and it's also a very fast growing Alocasia for me. And I do have a bunch of babies in this pot. I haven't separated them, but they're actually good to go on their own. We have at least 3 and 4 leaves for each of them. I might actually separate them anytime soon. And if I do, you will guys see them at the prop studio. But just look at that. It's so pretty. The baby is even doing this half moon thing. It's so cute. The biggest Alocasia that's left in here is this one. This is my Alocasia Nairobi Nights Gold, which is, I've already explained, it's basically Aurea, but because of the high variegation that burns in eventually, I think I already explained it to you guys. When you hear that an Alocasia is called gold, the variegation is called gold, it's basically an Aurea, but it's a matter of how the colors burn in eventually, like this one. They don't stay like yellow-green or whatever. They basically turn yellow. And it's so vibrant, that's why it's called gold. Yeah, so not all of the Aurea could be gold. Like, I do have some Aurea in here that doesn't look like this, even when they burn in. Like this one, this is my Longiloba. But this one, you see the difference, right? So that's what makes it gold. And it's so huge. The newest leaf hasn't hardened yet, and it's bigger than my face. I should take a photo with this so I can post it on my Instagram. But I'm so awkward with photos, you know. I'm already awkward on videos. So it's worse on photos because I know that I need to be captured doing a post or whatever. But yeah, I can't wait for the newest leaf to show its colors. It's going to be so nice. Just look at the 2 leaves before it. No, even the oldest leaves. Like, look at them. So gorgeous. I do have some forms of this. Like, I think I have 4. And they're just growing in the plant room. So that's it for this cabinet. And the last one that I'm going to show you guys is the Fabricore, which is on this side. And it has my anthuriums and pinkicolas. You guys already know that I don't have a lot of anthuriums, and most of them just basically came from my friends, especially like David and a few from Tiana, and then some other like sellers or hybrid makers, hybrid crossers. I don't know. Some of them just keeps on giving me seedlings or seeds to grow because sometimes I help them sell their hybrids. So I didn't see this before. So this is one of my favorites because you guys already know I'm obsessed with my Lux hybrids. So this is a dark crystallinum crossed with luxuriance, and look how perfect that leaf is. It's so nice and it's so dark. It's effortlessly dark. I don't need to edit anything. Right now I have a very bright ring light in front of me, but it's still dark. No filter. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's just so funny when people say that they don't have filter, but they edited it. But anyways, look at that. There's a new leaf. There's a new emergent. And I hope it's going to be bigger than this one. It's going to be so cool. This is Theo's favorite as well. He always grabbed this. I'm so excited. Wow. Over here, it's a cross of Clary and Dorayaki. And it's also big, but I haven't seen it have an emergent in a while. But it does have an offshoot. This is its third offshoot with me. So, I don't mind. It's still alive. King of Spades, HU. And this is from David. Because mine died. My original one that I got died. I was so sad about it. So David gave this to me. It is really nice. It's one of my favorites from David. The fact that I already have so many anthuriums from him. Oh, there's a new growth point. David's gotta be so proud. This one over here, I don't know how to feel about it because I was so hyped before getting this one. This is an RA4 Self. It was so nice and it was so dark on the photos and videos, but it's not like that when I received it. Although it's still dark, but it's not as dark as I thought it would be. I just had high expectations for some reason, but it's been growing nice. The older leaves had many scratches when I got it, but the newest leaf with me is this one, and it's still looking nice for now. I don't know how long this will be, but I know eventually it would be full of scratches or whatever, just like my other anthuriums. Look at this one. It's looking really nice. This is my silver chrome. And that's the newest leaf. This was the previous one, and I'm glad it's not as bad as the others, like crispy on the edges, whatever. I don't know what happened. So this was the previous leaf, and this is the newest one. I hope they stay like that. Honestly, if anything, I would like to get rid of the older leaves just because I'm always like that with my plants in general. I don't like seeing the crispy or like melting leaves and I get rid of them. But I'm trying to accept them so that I won't have bulb plants anymore. This one is my Pangicula Sathos. It's so pink, it's so pretty, and it might need a wider pot, or I'll just prop it to keep it small. This one over here is my Pangicula Johanna. It's so pink, it's almost red. Pangicula Hanka, and it's already forming a cluster. Like there's 2 of them already, and I can see there's more soon, so it's going to be a cluster. This is my Pangicula Estrelita, and you guys know why, because it looks like a star and it's pink. It's so cute. Definitely one of my favorites. This is a cross of Pangicula Ibarra and Guatemala, and it's also pink, blush pink, I would say. It's so cute. Another very pink Pangicula. This is an Elursiae cross with Mesophytica clone number 001. And it's so pretty. I remember this was also in cluster, and then I separated them. I sold the others at the prop studio. This one, I'm really excited for this. This is my Raspberry Blonde. It's a hybrid from Bob Beer, and I'm just really excited for all of Bob Beer's hybrids. I think I have some from them that kind of died. I'll probably find it soon somewhere again. But yeah, I'm glad that this one is still alive. This one is my Pangicula Aphrodite. And if you guys could notice that there are like dead leaves underneath, I'm so used to like pulling them and getting rid of them just to have a very pretty pot, like no dead leaves. But I noticed that each time I pull them, more leaves would die. So I just eventually learned to like let them be. I leave them there, do their thing. And now I have less dried leaves. I don't know if it has something to do with that. This one is a Pirouette, the light pink form. There's a dark pink. So this is the lighter one, and it's so pretty. So this is my Cyclosecta. I propagated this so many times. I pulled some leaves, and now it's in clusters, and it's also flowering. This is my lavender lacewing, and it has a baby. Probably going to separate it and maybe put it up on the prop studio. This one, although still small, but you can see that the color is really nice. This is Pangicula lawiana, and it's really pretty. Maybe a few bonus. I will show my plants in ambient just around here. I have a few. This is a Philodendron Plumanii crossed with Pistachium, and this one is from my friend Emma. That girl has so many huge plants, and this is one of them. I think I need to create a philodendron collection video. I have very few. So this is one of my philodendrons, and it's doing fine in ambient. Just here in our living room, living its life to the fullest. So yeah, I know this is a crawler, but I'm trying to encourage it to be a climber, if that makes sense. But that also means I need to add a pole, and I don't know how I feel about poles. I used to have plants that has poles, and it's just too high maintenance for me. But I don't know, maybe I could try it again and see what will happen. If I want this to climb, then I might really need to put a pole. It's still nice. This look is so huge. Speaking of poles, I have this one in ambient as well. This is my Syngonium albo, and it actually has a pole that I never really upgraded. Like, I didn't put any moss anymore. I might do that now since I just got reminded. But yeah, it's doing fine. I don't know how to feel about Syngoniums in general anymore. I used to have a few, but now this is the only one that I have. I used to have the tricolor, and I sold it, but now I kind of want it again. But this one is so nice. I also need to create a compilation of like my big plants. I actually have big plants, right? Despite me saying over and over again that I don't really like big plants anymore. I do have this asparagus fern, and it's in my altar. I'm a Roman Catholic, so yeah, I want my altar to have some life in it. So I added a plant that's low maintenance, and this is perfect. For now, I'm going to take you guys to the plant room, and I'll show you my plants in that one shelf that I told you about, and that would be the last. Okay, so we're now in the plant room, and I know like this is a weird angle because you can see my cabinet and the printer, but just ignore it. This is the shelf that I'm talking about, and most of the alocasias and some Hoyas in here came from the cabinets, but they just can't do it there anymore. So I brought them here, and I also have a few new alocasias from the past few weeks, and since I got them, I just tried to acclimate them in ambient. This is my first time doing that, and I'm surprised that they're doing just fine. A little delay, or like they're kind of growing slower than usual, but they're still fine. They're alive, so I'll take that. And like I said, it's an ambient. It means I won't have any troubles doing this anymore. I'll start with something that I know you guys are familiar with already. This one is my Alocasia fornicata albo. As you guys can see, it's very albo. And this is the newest leaf. It's kind of a half moon and it's so gorgeous. There, it's so pretty. Even this one, it's like they're completely different plants. You can see a very balanced variegation over here, kind of like a marble. And then here's a half moon one, and tricolor at that, like 2 shades of green, and then a pure white. Honestly, not pure white. There are green in here, but like that's just it. But overall, it's a very, very pretty plant, and it's easily one of my favorite alocasias. I think this one is underrated. I don't see a lot of people who has it, and those who has it doesn't really like feel the hype for it. So I feel bad, but it's really gorgeous, and it's one of the most resilient alocasias that I've seen. This one over here is the batwing alocasia. A bunch of friends are asking for corms or babies, but I asked them to wait because I am not yet comfortable like digging. Some of these are new plants that I just acquired. This is the Alocasia venom. It's basically a mutation of the Amazonica, and you guys already know the story of this. Like, I have a love and hate relationship with this plant, but this is a gift, and now I have a nice, happy story about it. This is just a random baby mallow. I got this one from a trade, and it's so small, it's so cute, but I really like mallow because of the texture. And this one over here is actually my big mallow. There. And there are multiple plants in here already. 1, 2, the main plant, and more corms growing. But like I said, I just don't like digging for corms. But like I said, I don't like digging for corms and babies anymore. I just do it when they're like stable. So like we only have 1 leaf over here, and then here as well. Maybe if they get 3 or 4 or 5, that's the only time I would separate them. But for now, they stay with Mama over there. And Mama has a new leaf. Look at that texture. So cool. Another one that's in here is my dragon spread. Oh, and it has a baby. But yeah, here it is. This is my dragon spread. This one is the latest leaf, but then this grows so fast. I had so many dragon spread in the past 1 year of my plant collection journey, and I just keep on growing them, let them get big. I sell them after that because I don't have space for them, and then I grow the baby. And here we are again. It's a cycle, but look how big this one is. And then there's a new one. It's working on a new leaf again. And obviously it's going to be bigger than this one. Another big alocasia that I should show you guys is my Luki one. It's so pretty and it's so big. It's so healthy and it's just an ambient. This one over here is my Cuprea. This one, you guys already know the story about how my original Cuprea mother plant crashed, but it's in recovery now. But either ways, Tiana, a good friend of mine, gave me her mother plant, and this is it. It dropped most of its older leaves. I'm only left with this one, and this one is the newest leaf on me, and it's working on a new one again. I would say, I mean, I check it out. The roots are fine. I would say it's all part of the process. Maybe it just adjusted to my environment, but now it's doing fine and I'm so happy. I'm so proud that I'm not killing it. I don't want to disappoint my friends. Some other plants in this shelf are not alocasias. I already mentioned I have Hoyas in here and I'll get to that in a bit. But this one over here is my Philodendron Ring of Fire. It's one of my favorite philodendrons, even though it's easily found now on garden centers and even in like big box stores. But I just love it. It's one of my first love philodendrons. And I chopped this so many times because it was so huge before, and somebody approached me saying that they wanted that one. So I was like, you know what, take it. I'll keep a top cutting, and this is it now. And it's still growing big. Another philodendron in this shelf is this one. This is my Micans, the mint variegation. I'm torn with what I'm going to do with this one because I want the full pot, but I don't know if this is going to be stable. I do have some experience with like pink Micans and the Aurea one, and they are never stable. So I wonder if I chop this one, would they be stable? Because I really want a full pot. I might try next time. I'm just scared for now. But this is basically my favorite variegated Micans as of now. I also have a few Hoyas in here, and they are the huge leafers that I couldn't get rid of. This one is my pubic calyx pink silver ghost, and it's so huge. But despite its size that I obviously don't like, I'm really happy with how it's growing. It's so beautiful, and I don't want to mess it up by chopping. And as it turns out, nobody wants to buy this as a full plant. Nobody wants to offer anything for trade as well that I find like, you know, fair for its value. So I was like, you know what? I'm keeping it. And it's so pretty. I'm glad I did. So many were interested. They expressed interest, but they don't have anything to offer that I actually like truly like, so that I won't feel bad after. And I was like, you know, maybe you're meant to be kept here. Another huge Hoya that I got in here. Well, not huge, like as huge as that. But this is my Wilbur Graves China. Another one that I've been told to keep because of the specimen itself. Like, just look at the splashes. It's almost very silver. It's kind of like my Wilbur Graves Russia. Like, I kind of hit the jackpot when it comes to like the specimens that I got. And it's very beautiful. If you got your Wilbur Graves China in Russia from me, just know that the mother plants are very gorgeous. And I'm so excited to see how the cuttings of these plants would grow with you guys. So if you bought from me on Marketplace or even on the website of the Prop Studio, please let me know how it's growing. I want to see. This one is so nice, and I don't regret keeping it. I'm happy that it's still here with me. I do have a few more Hoyas in here, and then I'm just basically trying to experiment about growing. I'm just basically trying to experiment growing plants in ambient, and I tried doing it with the plants that I least like. But then eventually, because they're growing beautifully, I learned to appreciate them more. This is a Hoya Parviflora Splash, and it's a prop that I have in my bin. It's growing weirdly, but then it started growing nice. So I was like, maybe I should keep it to myself and then see what will happen. And it's now turning more silver. If you guys can see that, the splashes are so nice. But it's getting bigger. I thought it was going to stay as small as the leaves at the bottom. Turns out it won't. I also have another Hoya that I have a love and hate relationship with. So I did had the Polyneuria Green. And then I also had the Alba Marginata. And then this is the Brigette. And I basically want to sell all of them because I don't like them as a full plant. I only like them as a two-leafer, like mermaid tails. They look cute, but as a full plant, they scare me. And then eventually I would change my mind, and then I don't like them again, and then I want them again. It's a cycle, a weird cycle. But this one, I kept this because the specimen itself is really nice. I don't know if you guys could see the streaks of silver. And it's just really gorgeous. You guys need to see better. But it's a really nice specimen, so I'm keeping it. And then, of course, if I'm keeping it, I would still love to have the other variegations. So I decided to keep one cutting of my Albo Marginata, but it kind of died. So I don't have that anymore. If anyone has a cutting for trade, please let me know. And then I also have the inner variegation, which was very expensive before, but now it's not. So I don't know how to feel about it if they get full. I don't have the green form anymore. I'm going to look for it again. So overall, I'm really happy with my plants right now. I think they've been enjoying the summer and the growing season. A lot of them have grown so much despite this one time where I had a very bad heat wave and a lot of them melted, especially my alocasias. But they've bounced back so quickly and now they're growing so well again. And who knows, maybe in 3 more months again, if I do it, I hope the Hoyas that I showed you guys earlier would be fuller. And maybe this alocasias would have more corms and babies, and I would be able to share them more, especially for the people who are looking forward to them. I would share them at the prop studio and, of course, to my friends. But yeah, for now, I will end this video here, and I hope you guys like my plant collection tour. I don't know how long this video is going to last, but I'll try my best to cut things, especially the parts where I just talk about whatever, like what I'm doing right now. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It will help my channel so much. Bye!